Okay, here we are with more Katawa Shoujo. I've heard that this might be it. This might be the last Katawa Shoujo stream. Maybe. We have to see. I might have to change the title to final, but we'll have to see how it goes, you know? So let's load. And... fuck, man. 9 hours into this. Jesus. I don't remember the other ones being that long. Interesting how that one's called The Scene. Things you hate, balance, but done. Alright. So what happened last time? Let's do a quick check, yeah? Hmm. Right, I remember she talked to Nomiya, and he was not too happy that she was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do it. I am not an ambitious person. And I remember they kind of talked, and they seemed to have like some kind of understanding going on here, yeah. Like an actual, like, felt like a bit of a breakthrough in a way, like for them. Well, small breakthrough, really. Anyway. So, let's see how this goes. The empty hallways of the school, devoid of its students, feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after the summer vacation began, the building seems to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers. Hold on. I got something in my eye. I think an eyelash fell into my eye. Fuck. Of course, I chose now to do this. Okay, got my water. It's as though the school has become a private world for only the two of us. A desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust. I think I have to change. She says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the third floor. Still managing to feel like she is mirroring what I was thinking just before. That's what people must do. Sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be so much to talk about. And even though those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. Oh, we were near the end of that scene? Okay. The first day of summer vacation is a disappointment. I woke up, water came down from the leaden sky in biblical proportions. I was optimistic at the time. A quick summer shower, I thought. Torrents of rain for a few minutes, then it's gone. No such luck. Ooh. Rainwater is relentlessly pouring down from the blue-gray sky outside, streaming down the glass of my window in small brooks and rivers and gathering together to form miniature ponds on the walkways. Just like it's done for the past 2.5 hours. So I've been half-assedly cleaning up in between half-assedly reading a book, packing my stuff on the side when I get bored of the first two. The weather drags my spirits pretty down too, making it harder to do anything properly. Something bumping quite loudly against my door rouses me from my apathy. I hope it's not Kenji and his crazy indoors bowling alley. I hear no more sounds from the corridor until I walk to the door and open it. Rin. I wish seeing her would evoke some more emotion in me. But for one, I'm too surprised that she came to see me, and for two, she is soaking wet. Her uniform shirt is drenched, and she is standing in a self-created puddle. Droplets of rainwater dripping from her short bangs and sliding down her nose until they fall down from the tip. One by one. Hi. How are you feeling? Medium normal. The relative questionability of her statement aside, she sure doesn't look too good. You're all wet. It's because I come from the outside. Do you know it? Why'd you be outside? It's raining buckets out there, if you haven't noticed. I haven't. It's raining pretty hard, though. I was on a walk. Is this what you call wallowing in self-pity? Do you think I'm pitiful? No, I imply that you think you are. I'm not, and rain is not a sad thing. Would you ever walk in the rain? I do, but only with proper equipment like an umbrella. You just need to imagine you have a blue umbrella with white stripes. It might be tough when rain is falling on my head. Just imagine harder. Yeah, she definitely is back to normal. Those half-sarcastic, inconsiderate remarks that really push my buttons, even though she doesn't mean it. That vacant, spaced-out stare that always expects more than it gives. It's so... very much like her. I may need to come in. I need some help with this water and clothes I'm wearing. My brain quickly solves this equation. I stumble with my words, a stark display of contrast against Rin's easygoing self-invitation. But, Emmy... Rin shakes her head vehemently, causing water to sprinkle everywhere. She left. Besides, she would just worry and fuss until she could not worry and fuss, or... Sorry, she could not worry or fuss anymore, which always takes a troublesomely, there we go, long time. It's in fact longer than I want to hear her fussing, and I thought you probably are not the fussing kind. She slumps down on my desk with a squishy sound. Her soaked clothes are making the desk and everything on it wet, but she doesn't care. I'm gonna call it right now. I get this feeling that this scene is gonna lead up to another sex scene. Although I could be wrong. Maybe Rin has only one. But we'll see. I mean, because I think Hanako has only had one, right? Her soaked clothes are making the desk and everything on it wet, but she doesn't care. Oh, I already read that. Okay, fine. I'll help you out. I have a towel somewhere. Do you want dry clothes? Is the uniform fine? I'm taller than you, but... everything is fine. With a little searching, I find a fresh uniform and a fluffy towel from the depths of my closet. A towel in one hand and the uniform in the other. I turn to face Rin again, uncertain of the next step. Wait, what? Hold on. No, I didn't get to read that. There's something wrong with me. A normal guy would just... Okay, so that's why. So he got interrupted mid-thought. Stop worrying. It is not a problem. She probably could see right through my hesitant demeanor, as if I was completely transparent to her. I push my anxiety away and concentrate on the eight buttons lined on her shirt, just like mine has. I fucking knew it. Of course, if you're gonna undress a girl, of course it's gonna lead to something. I mean, present? Wait, am I supposed to... Oh, okay. Present is a fleeting and vague concept at best. The moment between the past and the future. That doesn't really mean anything. Thinking too much about things that don't make sense is a waste of time. That's why living through the present is always the best option. Besides, for us who can't foresee the future and who forget the past too easily, present is really the only proof of our existence. Even though existence will go on, even if you forget about it for a while, it's good to seize the day, at least every once in a while. That way, you can confirm that you are, in fact, alive. I'm pretty sure that the girl who's standing there half naked, staring out of the window of my room, has a much better grasp of the present than I do. As for me, well, right now, I'm somewhat confused by my present state, since I should try to locate my shirt and not stare at Rin's butt. But I just can't stop looking at her. She's so close to the glass that her nose is probably going to leave a mark. At least her breathing does, when it condenses on the rain-cooled window glass before quickly disappearing again. My shuffling around to get dressed doesn't rouse Rin from her contemplation, which is fine, really. I don't mind the silences as much as I used to. Only after I'm almost finished with buttoning up my shirt does Rin say something, still without turning to look at me. Let's go somewhere. Where? I only assume she's inviting me and not the windowsill, but it's a fair guess. I know. What? Help me get dressed. I think today is the day. Wait, what? Come on. Clothes. Clothes, clothes. What an impatient tone. Come on, you got it off just fine. It was the same but the other way around. Like talking backwards. He says due to Jasmines. So in other words, seems hard, but it's easy. Perplexed by her sudden and prodigious display of mental processing capacity, I forget to attempt reversing her gibberish back. Pretty sure I couldn't switch to talking backwards that fluently, even with some practice. Could you repeat that? I'm not gonna say that again. Got it. Fine, I'll give it a try. Rin launches towards the door, even though her shirt is not even buttoned up all the way yet. Left with little choice, I run after her. As soon as I realize that we are heading for the side entrance leading to the forest, I think I know where Rin wanted to go. Although, I couldn't say why she'd want to go there. Then again, I can't really assume my guesses to be anywhere near correct when Rin is concerned. Not even for a quite generous definition of correct. The forest behind the wall smells of rain. The last raindrops are still dripping from the wet undergrowth into the earth despite the rain being gone for a while already. We stroll along with an unhurried pace that Rin sets, giving me time to take in the calming atmosphere. I think I can hear Rin saying hello to at least 3 different trees while she walks past them, but I ignore it, just like the trees do. She leads me to the narrow side path leading up to the hilltops, as I guessed. I peek through the canopy trying to find a rainbow, but there doesn't seem to be one. Hey, Elise, you made it. So there was another sex scene. Rin shows up after, you know, she shows up soaking wet from like being outside in the rain. And then, of course, it comes down to, well, let's get you out of those wet clothes. Ha ha ha. No fucking surprise there. It's perfect weather for rainbows. The sun is shining low and rain has passed not too long ago. Well, whatever. I lower my eyes from the treetops to see the gaunt back of the girl who is climbing up the hill slowly, without losing her balance. A few steps ahead of me on the path, but still within my reach. I don't think I ever could reach a rainbow, but reaching Rin, it seems less impossible than it used to seem. The clear sky greeting us from above the meadow clearing seems vast and beautiful. A strong wind is herding the rain clouds away from the town. Oh, sorry, a yawn came in. To the other side of the mountains in the distance. The sight is pretty, but... Oh, what? Oh. A speck of white flies past the edge of my peripheral vision, but when I turn to look, it's already gone. Another follows, then a third. Before I realize it, dozens of almost invisible small tufts of white are flying all around us. Dandelion seeds. Look, the flowers. Oh, I see it now. This is pretty rare. We hardly ever see her with a genuine smile. Usually it's like kind of like a smirk or something. But here she actually looks pretty happy. The sea of dandelions that covered the hilltop on our last visit has changed over the days. Where there was bright yellow before, there is now fluffy white. Some of the flowers have already shed their seeds, but many are still waiting for a suitable gust of wind. Today, those gusts are not in short demand. Every now and then, they shake the grass thoroughly, and suddenly the air is thick with dandelion seeds. One by one, the seeds separate from the flower heads and are lifted away. A commonplace event, but one that seems to fascinate Rin for some reason. She's turning her head from side to side, marveling at the change happening all around her as the seeds fly away. I watch them too, following the white tufts floating with the wind towards the horizon, and imagine that I can see them even after they disappear from my sight. Hisao, what is it? Do you love me? I snap to attention, to meet her suddenly very serious face that is not looking only at the flowers anymore. What a tough question, asked just like that out of the blue. Still, her bluntness compels me to answer rapidly. I don't know, maybe I do. Maybe too rapidly. What does that mean? I don't know. Rin sighs, perhaps unhappy with my wishy-washy answer. I would be too. Me neither. I don't think I know much about love. It's fine, isn't it? How should I know? The shrug of her shoulders seemed to say, hesitating to give a firmer answer. She stays silent for only a second too long, but even that second isn't long enough for me to think ahead. I love you. Those 3 words freeze me in place like a rabbit staring into headlights. But I'm not a rabbit, and I'm just staring into Rin's eyes that seem far, far too impassive for what she just let out of her mouth. Rin looks pretty serious, though, until she sticks out her tongue. Frowns a little, and confuses me even more than her words did. Why does she look mildly unhappy? Was it a confession of her deepest feelings, a test to see how I react? A test to see how she would react? Did she eat a dandelion seed? It tastes weird. Tastes? Yeah, so weird. She laughs, maybe nervously, or so I want to think, but stops midway when she notices how strange it sounds. Like, I don't know what. I don't think there's a word for this. Rin keeps on talking as though there is no meaning behind her words. Steady and careless words dropping from the same tongue that form the more important ones. A word for... Except... It's like... She can't. Except she can't, yeah. Find the words. Rin just keeps staring at me, stumbling with her words as if her brain suddenly ground to a halt. She looks awfully confused, much like how I feel right now as I wait for her to explain. But she doesn't. She just blinks a few times, the flutter of her long eyelashes catching my fancy. Because she looks like she's petrified otherwise. Until I realized what they were fighting against. It's those weird tears again. Tears. Not associated with sadness or happiness. Not pitiable sobbing nor laughter of joy. Just tears. Spontaneously and without a warning, like that one time in her classroom. Just a few of them. Not enough to make a fuss about, so Rin doesn't make a move to hide them even after noticing. Rin cries, looking like she has no idea why, and somehow a great uneasiness grows in my chest when I look into her watery eyes that stare right back at me. It petrifies me too, the shock of the incomprehensibility of the situation. I just don't know what is happening anymore. Rin? What's wrong? She shakes her head in confusion, stumbling to get the words out of her mouth. Sorry. I might be a little afraid of you. The words are muttered slowly, with a small voice that is as disbelieving of what it's saying as I am. What? Why? I don't know. Saying that just made me feel like that. She's scared to love. People cry when they're afraid, right? See? I can do it too. She's averting her gaze now, deliberately not looking at me. It bewilders me, at least as much as what she is saying. So this is kind of why I also feel like she has ADHD since, or at least this feels like the autism now, like speaking through again. When she says people cry when they're scared, right? It's like this is something that she has seen so many times and she thinks that's normal, but doesn't quite understand how and what way it makes it normal. She just knows this is what people do, I think, right? And then I noticed that there's a lot of times when, you know, you're talking with her and she's always looking away at something else. Which could be both autism and ADHD. Sometimes you'll be looking at someone, then your eyes start wandering. Yeah. You can't quite maintain eye contact too long. I sometimes, with you, I want to run away so badly that I can't move. It's like my legs turn to lemon panna cotta pudding and my heart feels like it's going to explode, and she slumps her shoulders melancholically. Has a thing like this ever happened to you? I remember the leaden sky above the frozen forest and the sound of the leafless branches clacking against each other. Oh, when he had his heart attack. First one. It's like a memory from another life. Yeah, once. My heart hurt a lot back then, too. But I thought your thing was not contagious. I shake my head and a tiny, slightly forced smile rises on my lips. The other ailment of my heart could very well be contagious, and I wouldn't care a bit. What are you afraid of? I never thought I was scary. Ren shakes her head desperately, as if knowing that the tangle inside her mind won't be undone with just that. You make me feel that I should be someone else than me. It's a scary thing. It happens when you're being nice to me. Like yesterday. Oh, whoops. Hit the wrong button. I never know what to do at times like that. It's hard. Her voice is barely audible. A whispered admission of something that's too embarrassing to even think. Not to mention to say aloud. Rin has never been one to be embarrassed, so she does utter it aloud. Only timidly, as if by instinct. But I want to do something. But I don't know if this me can. For a moment, we just stare at each other as if waiting for the other to say something. You're so stupid. Rin's lips taste salty and scared against mine. As I grasp her into an embrace, I feel my heart thumping in my chest painfully. Oh shit. Even though I'm glad that she can say things like that, they make me sad after all. Rin's spirit, her passion, her strength, all those things that I hold dear are the ones I don't want to change. How should I treat them? Where are they headed to? Is that future irrevocably different from mine? That anxiety will never lose its grip on my heart. But I think I can learn to live with it. Slowly the pain in my heart dies out, and it settles into the same rhythm as Rin's. We listened to that for some time. Oh, she's blushing. After our lips break apart, it takes a while for either of us to realize that we can say something now. See? You're a really kind person, even when you're not. It's the most scariest thing ever. I think that all I ever was ever afraid of is your kindness. Is it bad? Even if you are afraid? She thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow as though this was some kind of hard math problem. No. I'm alright with it. It's fine. If it's you. Like a weight lifted from my chest, her words elate my heart, filling it with, I don't know, happiness? What else could it be? This time my smile is genuine. Rin steps back, still smiling gently at me like I do at her. While she wipes her face on her shoulder, I pick up a round, plump dandelion clock and bring it to my pursed lips. They spread out into the wind that picks them up to carry them to a new home. To think, only a few short weeks ago, they were so different. This is change. Hey, so the flowers became what they were meant to become, like you said the last time. What about you? Did you become a true artist? Or did you not, because you ran away? She pauses for a while to ponder my question, then shrugs her shoulders. It almost makes me laugh. The carefree easiness of her gesture is a lovely thing, a sign of how Rin can, truly and really, without any restraints whatsoever, shed the entire weight of the world from her shoulders, should she will so. She is in every possible and probably a few impossible ways free. And I think I might love her for that. I don't think it matters. Let's just watch the clouds for today. Oh. She takes 5 steps to climb on a large rock so she can rise as high as possible here, and stands on tiptoes. When we reach for the clouds, every inch counts. Sure, let's watch the clouds. It's good to do something you really want to do, every now and then. Yeah, you are probably right. I glance upwards at the blue sky opening high above us. It's a deep cerulean vastness that spreads to fill my entire field of vision and beyond. Yet Rin stays on her rock, peering at the distant horizon where the rain clouds are drifting farther away from us. I have decided something. That dreaming voice of hers, spoken to the wind that carries it to my ears, is lacking resolve in tone, but is full of it in meaning. It's alright to be me after all. It's alright? Her decisions always seem to be pretty far out. Well, I suppose that is an important realization. Coming to terms with oneself, accepting yourself, being fine with what you are. A simple resolution of heart that for some people is overbearingly hard to do, if not impossible. I do realize well enough that I might also be one of those people. Rin too. Maybe we're not that different after all. Maybe to accept someone else, you must first accept yourself. Maybe that is a necessary step, which we didn't take until now. Looking at her standing on that rock, I believe that she can find whatever she is looking for. And so can I. The wind catches her hair and clothes, and Rin spreads her short arms into an embrace that is so very, very tiny, but as wide as she can ever do. For a moment, it looks like she herself might take flight, and I have to hold myself back to not reach for her shoulder, to not drag her back to me. But this picture is something I can only watch. It is something for me to remember. Rin's sleeves are flapping freely in the wind, her hair wildly tousled by it, her skin touched by the setting sun. Her sleek form that I've come to adore is quivering in the cool wind that carries the small white specks past her, each a beginning of a new flower. All that is engraved inside my heart. Like those tiny seeds scattered into the wind, I'm sure that Rin too can take her place in this world, without the need to create her own inside of it. Maybe she believes it too. And standing as close to heaven as possible, she is giving the world a big hug. To me, it seems like the entire world could really fit there, between those small arms of hers inside of her all-encompassing embrace. Hisao? She looks at me in the same way she calls my name, carelessly over her shoulder with a strange happiness in her voice and in her eyes. I gaze into those mysterious dark eyes that are curiously twinkling from below her auburn hair. Although I'm too far from her to see it, I'm sure they're reflecting my image. What is it? What's the word for when it feels inside your heart that everything in the world is alright? Aw. Oh wow, that really was the last of it. Rin's good ending. Can you seize the day? Oh, there's her art. No. Wow, there was kind of a bit of changes like between down starting to look kind of close. And then there she is. And that's that. She needs a happy ending. Well, she got her happy ending. Okay. And there was a neutral ending too, right? Okay, you know how it goes, boys. We're gonna have to go get it. Let's see. Let me just, look up a guide, because I don't want to fuck this up. Let's see, where do we start? Let's see. Okay, so gotta do the neutral ending. So let's see. Gotta go to the scene. Okay. Why are you having people are interested in your paintings? Oh god, this already feels kind of bad. I mean, isn't that why you went ahead with having the exhibition and all? Of course, they would ask you questions and they think it's interesting. It's like having sunrise twice in a row when you want to bathe naked in moonlight. Nice, but it's not good enough. I complete the sentence for her even though I don't understand her inappropriate metaphor. I don't get it. You should try to be happier. It's your big night after all. Why can't you just be happy? All these people are here to see your paintings. I think it's awesome. Back to the exhibition. Yep. We had her little meltdown, unfortunately. I think she felt overwhelmed by all the people. I wait for her to say something, either for or against, but Rin keeps brooding. Rin, she doesn't want to answer questions or explain to me what's wrong. If she had something to say, the words are left unspoken. The words that she cannot say. I shudder against the chill wind that blows in the streets, and its howling fills the silence. We should go back in. You've got everyone worried. Oh, this is different. Didn't she, like, walk out in the good ending? She just leaves, like, okay, I'm out, bye. And then everyone gets, like, mad. Well, Nomiya gets pretty, especially, like, disappointed. Ah, there you are, feeling better. It can get pretty hot in here. A dizzy spell can catch you off guard. He laughs rashly, almost obnoxiously. You should drink something if you're feeling weak, Tezuka. Ren nods weakly, but it seems to be enough to convince Nomiya that she is fine. He pushes Rin a bit forward to introduce her to the person he was conversing with before. So about what we were talking about before. Ah yes, I'm very excited. Oh wait, oops, sorry, this is a different person. Ah yes, I'm very excited to meet. I'm shut out of the conversation. And the background noise of dozens of other discussions fills my ears with indistinct buzz. Even Emmy has disappeared somewhere. The music stopped. Standing in the middle of a crowd is a surprisingly lonely feeling. Not only Rin, but everyone else here seems to be a part of something I am not a part of. I am happy for her. I really am. But it makes me feel that I haven't accomplished anything yet. Rin is living proof of the potential of a human being. She overcame her disability, even made it a strength. She should be happy. What is my potential? Rin made it this far, but how far can I go? Oh, okay, I wonder how this is going to diverge. Because, like, the root guide that I was reading right now, it just said that this is the only decision you have to make. Like, you can do everything else fine, but this part that you can change it there. The last day before summer vacation is waning slowly. Science is the final exam of the trimester, and then we are free. The collective yearning for liberty is almost palpable in the classroom, even though the weather seems a tad cloudy. Did I already read this? I did. Oh. Okay. So, okay, we did a minor skip, but here we go. This is new stuff. Vacation, huh? Some people will stay at the school even over the holidays. Some will go back to their families. I probably should make the trip back home and report to my parents that I'm alive and well. Not much to do at the school anyway, I suppose. Next trimester will be stressful. Everyone will have to Wait, what? Everyone will have to seriously start thinking, there we go, about what to do after graduation. Including me. The doodles. I look at my doodles convinces me to stop trying to salvage them. It's a mess of lifeless lines, a waste of paper. It wasn't a waste of paper if it wasn't the flip side of my exam. Some of these drawings. I think that's Kenji on the bottom there. Hold on, right there. This looks like Kenji. Obviously it's Rin. This looks like another Rin. I wonder who this is supposed to be. Looks like yet another Rin. He's enjoying Rin a lot. That one kind of looks like Emmy. Hanako, that looks like Hanako right here with the sword, I think. And that looks like a blocky Emmy head. It's pigtails. Although that's all I can get for now. Maybe it's because I didn't really set out to draw anything in particular. I just wanted to kill some time, so the drawing became exactly like I am, without a direction to go to. It'd be easier if I had some special talent like Rin. She has it easy. It makes me kind of jealous. Pisses me off when she herself can't seem to be happy about it. And time. Mucho's call for the end of the exam draws groans of displeasure from half the class. I don't blame them. The exam was kind of tricky. Mucho expects a lot from our class, even though he's not strict at all. I guess he'd like all of us to become scientists. Put down your pencils and turn in your papers, please. The biggest groan comes from the desk to my side. Misha. Misha's despair is almost tangible. Okay, so this is all new stuff. I don't remember this at all. At least I don't remember it happening before, so yeah. The dark aura of lost hope emanating from her seat makes me simultaneously frightened of and sympathetic to her. Now then, there should be a homeroom before you are free. But I only have a few announcements to make, so this should be over quickly. His announcements are never important, so I listen to him only with one ear. Misha seems to be too down in the dumps to even pretend attentiveness. She slumps her head against the desktop, looking stricken. Sure, Misha, sorry. Sure, Misha. It's vacation. Don't worry about the test. Thanks, Hee-chan. Her frown becomes a small smile, and a sparkle of excitement lights in her eyes. What are you going to do over your summer vacation, Hee-chan? I am going to Shi-chan's place. They have this awesome and super cool mansion. I am so excited. I'm sure it'll be the bestest summer vacation ever. She seems to have forgotten all about her misery in a few seconds, and bounces up and down in her seat as if to pump up her excitement. I don't really have any plans, I guess. Is that so? Maybe you should... A finger tapping her shoulder steals Misha's attention away from me. Shizune points to Muto, who's expectantly looking back at the two of them. Oh, sorry, Shi-chan. I didn't notice the teacher finished already. She clears her throat and takes a deep breath. Stand! I stand up with everyone. Since I came here, I've always wondered about something. What do the wheelchair-bound students think about this daily tradition, being unable to do it properly? Is it a foul... What? Foul whatever. To keep to this tradition a place that bypasses many others for convenience. Even though I never asked anyone, during these short weeks here, I've come to the conclusion that they definitely are not insulted. They understand. That's what I like about the school. Nobody's too uptight about anything. Everyone is so considerate and understanding of each other. I wish the whole world could be like this. Bow! I turn the page slowly, listening to the rustling sound the paper makes when my fingers grasp it. This is still new. I'm restless. It's the summer vacation. No class, no homework, no art club meetings, just free time to spend however I want. It doesn't feel like anything. I try to cheer up Misha, but I'm not feeling too cheery myself. To be honest, the free time is intimidating. It reminds me of the hospital and the long, meaningless days that had to be filled somehow. The only difference is that there I was, bound to the ward, guarded by the servers like nurses. Reading was a good solution back then, but the thought of spending my summer vacation reading books feels nerdy. That has nothing to do with the fact that I'm reading even now. I'm just killing time and trying to fight my anxiety. Besides, my mind is on other matters, stretching in too many directions to make sense of any of them. Thus, the book I've been on since Tuesday is progressing slowly. It feels like this book is taking me longer to read than it took the author to write. I try to put it down for a while, then read some again. Start all over from the beginning, read each page twice. Nothing works. I have zero concentration. When you're reading comprehension, it just isn't fucking working. Taking it with me just in case, I head out to get some fresh air and inspiration as to what to do. I make my way to the quad, passing my students heading for the gates. Don't get me wrong, like, my reading comprehension is pretty dang good, but there were many times during studying where I would read a paragraph, stop, look at it again, I'm like, I didn't understand that, or didn't process correctly in my head. I had to reread it again. The hastiest ones are leaving for their homes already. Judging from the luggage some are dragging with them. I guess that no matter how hospitable Yamaku is, home is still home. Still, I heard some people will be staying here over the vacation. The quad is big enough for its center to be shadowless no matter how high or low the sun is. I stop in the middle and bask in the warmth. The brightness makes me squint my eyes when I look towards the main building. It looks all but abandoned already. Yuko wasn't at work today, so the next time I can get books from the school library is after vacation. There's a public library somewhere, I'm sure, but I'm feeling too lethargic to find out where it is. The hall is equally dead, so I have to content myself with returning to the dorms, ending my leisurely walk sooner than I expected. Then again, I wasn't quite sure what I was expecting in the first place. Maybe you should go to your fam. It's been a minute, right? Oh hey, Chili. You're gay. Gay times 3. Nuh-uh. Bi means I'm only half. On a moment's impulse, I enter the girls' dorm to see if Rin or Amy are there. Neither is, so I go back to my own room to dwell on my lethargy. I should talk things through with Rin. She really bothers me. Defying the conceptual equivalent of gravity, she bounces on the thin line zigzagging between insanity, incomprehensibility, and instability. Rin affects me too. She challenges me in ways that I didn't know. Or, more accurately, didn't hope existed. The high lily so casually after. I started to wonder whether these feelings were really love, or I was just fooling myself. Oh man. Surely it would be insanity to consider that. For the rest of the day, Rin, the hospital, Yamaku, and vacation swirl through my head. I can't concentrate even on concentrating. Thoughts seem to come and go haphazardly, fragmented in two small pieces of cognition. I pick up the book and manage to read 100 pages, but I'm sure by tomorrow I'll have no recollection of what happened in the story. I try to clean up my room, but even that proves to be too bothersome, too time-consuming, and requiring too much attention to detail. Wow, this feels very ADHD or ADD, yeah? Oh yeah, I read that. I don't remember what I read, though. Trying to clean up some things, and now you're like, oh god, this is like taking too fucking long. And you just give up. It's usually like this. When you have nothing to do, you do nothing even if you could. As expected, Mom calls me and I end up promising to see if I can get a train ticket for tomorrow. Or failing that, the day after. Oh shit, so he is going to see his fam. Maybe I'll go downtown tomorrow anyway. I could do some shopping or something. Not that I need anything, but maybe there are summer sales, and I could pick up something. Why am I trying to force myself? Before I was content with having nothing to do, save for kicking the ball every now and then at the field. Now it seems that I can't settle down at all. Also sounds like a type of ADHD that once you start getting going, then you can't stop going. Because you know you do, the moment you stop, the moment you lull, then everything just comes to a grinding halt. It's kind of why, like, when I tell myself, like, if I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna need energy, when I get home, do not sit down, don't do anything, don't lay down, don't do anything like that. Just keep the ball running, you know? Keep the ball rolling, keep moving. and then you'll get what you need done. Can't stop, won't stop. Yes, it's just that sitting down or even looking at your phone. Recipe for disaster. It's gonna bring everything to a stop, and then you're not gonna want to do it anymore. All motivation gone. It's because I have changed, or because my world has changed. This neutral ending is like taking a while. By 11, the darkness bids me to sleep. The medication bottles are innocuously arranged on my night table, not at all beckoning, rather pointedly reminding me of the reality instead. It's evening, so I have to open 3 bottles, extract 1 large oval-shaped one, 2 small round ones, and 1 large flat that has to be cut into half. Close the bottles, and chug down the medications with a chaser of fresh tap water. The water tastes metallic on my tongue. Ugh. That's not very good water, man. I swallow along with the pills, anyway, and head to the bathroom. The mindless job of brushing my teeth is fit for trying to sort my thoughts. One emerges from the mass, clearly rising above the others. I want to see Rin. I can't let my outburst of anger be the last thing between us before the vacation. I have to see her. Tomorrow. Sleep overcomes my confused mind with more ease than it should. Oh shit. Here it comes. Oh, there's the rain. Rain is following my summer vacation like an uncountable number of small bad omens. Luckily, I'm not superstitious, but the bad weather makes me downcast too. It's been like this since morning, and there's no end in sight. An impenetrable gray mass of clouds shadows the sky as much as it shadows my mood. In a bout of defiance, I finished cleaning up this morning. But after that was done, I ended up staring out of the window and hoped for the weather clearing. The incessant drumming of rainfall against the roof and the pavement is mesmerizing. A droning background noise to lose your mind into. This won't do. I have to get a move on. Should I pack now or later? I decide on the latter and make my way outside, pausing briefly at Kenji's door to listen to the odd clinking sounds on the other side. I don't dare to knock. I have a fear of finding out what he is doing. Building a bomb shelter, I guess. Braving the rain from under my trusty umbrella, I cross the space to the girls' dorm. Knocking on Rin's door yields no answer, but the door behind me opens instead. Oh, it's Emmy. Hisao! Hi! Terrible weather. I even missed my morning jog. She frowns, but I would be glad if I was her. Emmy's morning jogs are anything but leisurely. Oh, hi. If you're looking for Rin, I don't think she is there. Have you seen her recently? Yeah, just this morning when I woke her up. The mention of waking up makes Emmy yawn like a cat. It makes me feel silly. Of course she has seen Rin. Emmy wakes her up and helps her get dressed on most mornings, even makes her lunch boxes every now and then. They are like sisters, even though they seem to have nothing in common. She left for the gallery a few hours ago. Hey, are you listening? Maybe I'm making a funny face or something, since Emmy tilts her head quizzically, looking at me with her eyes round and inquisitive. Huh? Her innocent face seems to request my attention. Yeah, I'm listening. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, of course. She furrows her brow, licking her lips as if to prepare for something. Why do you care so much about Rin? I mean, you probably hang around her more than I do. And we even slept in the same bed sometimes until, lately. After she banned you because you ravaged her hair? A shock of horror widens Emmy's eyes at least twofold, making them seem even more saucer-like than usual, while a healthy blush rises on her cheeks and ears. She told... Oh, I'm gonna strangle that Rin or something other horrible. I hold back my laughter, lest she direct her disdain at me. Is that something that happens in a sex scene that I wasn't aware of? because I don't remember any mention of Rin's hair. Emmy recuperates quickly from the embarrassment and seems to forgive Rin in the same instant, getting her focus back on me. Anyway, are you in love with her or something? Uh-oh. This really feels like an elder sister questioning a suitor. Emmy is kind of nosy and not in a good, happy way, if there even is one to begin with. She'd make a good partner for Misha, to be honest. The horror. That's already your second question, so I don't think I have to answer. I try to conjure up a front made of pure, crystallized cool and uninvolvement. I wonder whether I managed to fool even myself. Fake it till you make it. Oh, there's the... At least Emmy is wagging her eyebrows dangerously, with a nasty smirk on her lips. Is that a yes? No, it's not a yes. Obviously unsatisfied at my refusal to answer her way too intimate question, she has enough sense to back off. And stop her from sticking out her tongue at me like a kid and giggling again. If that's your answer, I don't think I have to talk with you anymore. It's easy to see that she's not really angry. Besides, I have to go pack now. Mom will be worried if I miss my bus. See ya! Yeah, bye. She retreats back into her room, leaving me alone in the hallway. What's between me and Rin is not her business, right? That's why I ended up not saying anything about our fight to Emmy. Rin must have not said anything either. I guess, even though they are friends, there are things they don't talk about. So, if Rin is up the gallery, I'd have to go all the way there. Now that I managed to get out of my room, I suppose it's not that much of a bother to go downtown. I could go get a ticket, but the train back home will have to wait, at least until tomorrow. No way I'm going to carry baggage to the train station in this rain, even if there's not that much of it. Rain makes all the outlines seem very unstable, as if they were fading away. The townscape turns into a shapeless collection of various fuzzy tones of gray, instead of distinct forms of buildings and cars. Those poor souls who are forced into the downpour try to make as much haste as they possibly can, hitting each other for their shared misery. I turn the final corner, the 22nd corner, so to say, and immediately feel stupid for being amused by my own pun. The door beckons me with the promises of warmth. The rainwater dripping from my umbrella makes interesting, almost artistic patterns on the floor. I am not wet, apart from my shoes, that leave small puddles in my wake, completing the rainwater artwork. Oh, they're here. Nomiya's here too, chatting with Sai at the back of the gallery. Rin's nowhere to be seen, though. Maybe she's upstairs. There are no customers, though, which figures, considering the bucket loads of water jumping on the neck of anyone daring to brave the weather today. Welcome. Hello. Sorry to interrupt. Good afternoon, Nakai. Came all the way over here for a visit. No, I think it was just an impulse. I was around the neighborhood shopping and decided... Fucking liar. I decided to stop by. My reflexive reaction is white lie, which surprises myself. Maybe I just don't want to say that I came specifically to see Rin, even though that much must be obvious. My, you chose a bad day for shopping. Would you like some tea to warm you up? Thank you, but I'm fine, really. The weather could be better, though. Rain on the first day of vacation is a bit depressing. Well, I'm sure it'll get better. Naoya offers his hearty laughter, bordering on abrasive. Rain doesn't get you down, teacher? Well, I do prefer clear weather as well. I was actually leaving just now to meet someone, and I'd prefer not getting my jacket soaked. It's very expensive. But of course, I'm in a good mood. What did you think about the exhibition? It was wonderful, wasn't it? Yeah, it was very fancy. My unenthusiastic answer only spurs him to carry on, walking around the gallery while blabbering about the opening. He talks more and louder when he is moving, something I noticed at the club meetings too. We gotta talk with many good people and make valuable contracts. One of Tezuka's paintings even got sold to a collector from Osaka. I follow his eyes to an empty space in the wall. Can't remember which painting was hanging on that spot. Well, it's gone now. It was lucky that she was alright, despite that dizzy spell. She got a little quiet though, so I told her to rest well. Then again, she's always been pretty shy. Shy? Whatever, I just nod along with the teacher. The reception was very positive in general. I might be able to get one of my friends to write a little article in a magazine to... Oh god, he's doing the freaking tongue thing too. Shinichi, you're making Mr. Takahashi wait. Sai's remark makes him stop in his tracks and check his watch. Mayor frowns in displeasure at the interruption to his tirade. Alright, yes, well, I'll be off then. We'll meet in September, Nakai. Bye. Wow. Teacher really doesn't hold back when it comes to Rin's budding artist career. I guess it takes a lot to succeed, but I suppose his job would be easier if Rin was more cooperative. She's too indecisive, even though she's doing just fine. Like that dizzy spell from the night before. She just got too freaked out or something. And I had to do anything to help her. Alright, give me a second. Water time. Okay. I sigh. It feels like a gap between me and Rin is only widening. She's gonna become something great, while I'm still feeling like I'm bogged down, despite promising myself to try and make something of my life. On top of that, we had that fight, and the longer we keep not talking, the harder the wounds become to heal. If that even is what we want. I never found out what Rin felt, and now I'm not sure what I feel myself. I wish I could understand her, but Rin is not very open for interpretation. Not that she's hiding anything, she just seems to defy my attempts at making sense of what she is talking about on any given day. Something on your mind? I realize I've been spacing out in the middle of the gallery for who knows how long. Nothing special. I pretend to study the closest paintings to distract her. I've seen it before. The now all too familiar strokes of color twisting and melting into each other. Seemingly randomly, still manage to feel like there's something happening behind the scenes, so to speak. Rin's style is so much like her. Abstract, incomprehensible, colorful, mysterious. I wonder if to understand an artist, one must understand art. I may have a question. Oh? She looks up from the magazine she was idly leafing through, seemingly delighted at my display of unspecified interest. How do you interpret art? What do you mean? Her eyebrows rise high in two questioning arcs, as if the question was too complicated to even begin to answer without clarification. Sorry if I'm asking something stupid. I don't think I really understand art like the pros do. Oh, there's no trick to it. Sai waves my question away with a simple but efficient flick of her wrist. Everyone interprets art as they will, and interpretation is as much in the eye of the beholder as in the intentions of the creator. Pros have their own way because there's this thing called art theory. There are patterns in art, just like in everything, and we assume that it's possible to draw some conclusions from observing those patterns. Her voice is like a teacher's, lecturing and adding emphasis on random words to keep listeners on their toes. In the end, I suppose it's pretty meaningless. She moves to musing seemingly into herself, muttering loud enough for me to clearly hear. A good piece of art will make you feel something, and that's all there is to it. Feelings change and they affect the art we create and the art we see. But I'll tell you a story. And do you have to? The last one was depressing. It's important. Listen. About 100 years ago, a little-known painter got news that his friend, a man called Kasegamas, had committed suicide. This happened while he was away and hadn't seen his friend for a while. So obviously he must have felt even more conflicted than you normally would after hearing of such a thing. For years after that, our main character did nothing but monochromatic paintings because he was so deeply affected by the news. Whatever he did, he always kept returning to that same color until it let him out of its grasp. She takes a little pause to check whether I'm still following. I am, to an extent, so I give her the prompt that storytellers seem to live for. So, try to continue from that, since I can't seem to come up with a question she wants me to come up with. Like a half-baked Socrates. Like half-baked Socrates. She thought she laid out all the tools for revelation in front of me. Don't you see the point yet? Only her student proved to be too dense to get. Oh, yeah. Shows discontent at my slowness. Picasso's Blue Period is one of the most lauded in the history of art, but who knows what he felt when he worked on those masterpieces? Sadness, longing, regret. Nobody can tell. If you now see one of his Blue Period paintings, you'd probably reinterpret it differently from before you knew about Picasso's friend Kasagamas. Experiencing art is always personal, only interactive by chance or circumstances. There are a million explanations for any given piece of art, but it might be that none of them are what the creator intended. No man is an island, you know. I nod without understanding what the last remark meant. What she said made sense otherwise, except for one thing. If art is communication like Rin said, but everyone is talking their own secret language like Sai said, what can anyone ever hope to communicate? It seems so futile and pointless. Art really is not a thing for me. Sai returns to her art magazine and I make a round in the gallery, trying to see what Rin can see in her own paintings. A soothing mood takes hold of the gallery surrounded by the rainstorm, the big windows making the transparent isolation feel more comfortable. A tinkle of the bell disrupts the tranquil mood. Oh, I was gonna say maybe it's her. Rin pushes the door open with her shoulder and steps in. I'd almost forgotten that she was the reason why I came to the gallery in the first place. I think I'm ready. Oh. She said, I think I'm ready. She pauses mid-sentence, noticing my presence. The needle-dropping silence lasts for exactly 1.5 seconds. Not enough for either me or Sai to open our mouths, but enough for Rin to react. I'm going for a walk. Heading back outside with a reckless pace uncharacteristic to herself, Rin seems to forget that it's still raining. Without giving any real thought, I grab my umbrella and hurry after her. Oh boy. I catch Rin around the corner open the umbrella and lift it above the two of us, while still having to almost run to keep up with her. She doesn't protest me running after her, nor me giving her shelter against the rain, eventually slowing her pace down so I can match it without an immediate danger of overexerting myself. I relax from the rush, assessing the situation. The last time I held my umbrella to guard both of us against the rain, I didn't think too much about it. But now, all the things that happened since then are gathering into a freezing cold ball around my stomach. Being close to her makes me uncomfortable, and I feel myself flustering slightly. It's hard to get words out of my mouth, as it feels suddenly very, very dry. Still, it's not like I can back off. Why do you keep running away? I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. It hurts every time I do. Sometimes it can't be helped. I don't want to hurt. Fine, we don't have to talk. What should we do? Let's just keep walking. Just walking? Just walking. Okay. Oh yeah, wasn't like that one part where you were just wandering the city at night? Our footsteps go splish splash in the shallow puddles forming on the streets as we walk through the rainfall. Rin, now walking beside me in her unhurried and relaxed manner, doesn't seem to be even a bit bothered by the fact that she's getting wet even though she needed to. She was partially out of the protective shelter of my umbrella, despite it being more than big enough for the two of us. It's as if she doesn't even notice the rain drenching her shirt. Rin's demeanor always evokes mental images of meditative calm, even when she might be in inner turmoil. But I don't think that is meditation. That is just getting soaked in rain. I wish I could be more calm too. I've become too involved with Rin to retain my usual aloofness. Feels like I have become one of those people who fool themselves into thinking they are objective, only to find out that they are the worst kind of liars. Illusions to fool ourselves. What better way to make one feel like a good person? It might be better to lose that illusion. I'll be going back home for some time, so I thought I'd come to see you before that. I could have thought of a better conversation opener, but Rin actively refusing to talk makes it hard. That's good. I might have thought that you'd been kidnapped otherwise. You can't keep running away from everything. Not even from me trying to talk seriously. I'm always serious. Also, I seem to be running very slowly right now. Maybe I should take lessons from Emmy. It's futile, like talking to a brick wall that randomly spouts sarcastic nonsense back at you. Think of your exhibition opening. What if you had run away? Ren doesn't answer that. He keeps walking. Or running slowly, escaping from me into her silence. She has a knack for being alone in company, I've noticed. That's a little sad. We head down the street, then turn left, then 3 times right, then left again. Like that night from some time ago. We keep choosing directions randomly because it doesn't matter where we are going. All that matters is walking, and the sound of raindrops drumming against the umbrella. Water flows down from the roofs of the buildings and into the storm drains and wide rivers. Even though I try to step over them, my feet are getting wet through my shoes. We keep walking in silence that just begs to be broken again. I'm sure I am the only one feeling like this, though. Why did you have the exhibition? Rin just shrugs sullenly and looks in the other direction. I give up at this point. It's pointless. What does she want to accomplish? What she said at the night of the opening made me feel that there was something special she wanted. It felt to me that Rin hoped for something unattainable. She set the bar high, and inside her own head she failed, no matter how much people liked her works. Oh. It's understandable to lack realism. Most people do, even if not quite on the extreme level Rin takes it to. It's not a reason to live in your private world that accepts no visitors. You can't bend the world to fit your twisted megalomaniac cosmology where everything works just like you want. That's what frustrates me the most in Rin. She wants the world to live by her rules, disregarding everything that conflicts with those as irrelevant or unnecessary. I can't believe how anyone in Yamaku could not have the bare minimum perception to understand that the world can sometimes be very unfair. I'm sure she's not the only one who wishes some things were different, but we can at least grasp the facts as they are. I take a sideways glance at Rin, who is looking up at our dome-shaped cover. It is a poor replacement for a real sky and its monochrome bleakness. The rain just keeps falling. Just like the clouds today, Rin doesn't really give the feeling of wanting to be watched. She sulks in unison with the sky that she loves so. I shouldn't have come. Her presence only reminds me of how angry I got because of those exact same reasons, and how those reasons probably can't ever change. Even though I want to say sorry, even though I don't want us to break apart, I can't bring myself to say either of these things. We keep measuring the rain-drenched streets one step at a time. Often, when you walk with someone else, your steps become synchronized as if through some weird subconscious pact. I notice that ours never do. Time passes, and the strikes against the jump skin of my umbrella The strikes against the jump skin of my umbrella fade as the clouds why can't I read? As the clouds... Ugh. Let me get some water. I don't know why my brain cannot process this right now in the moment. I've been fumbling this fucking sentence, Jesus Christ. Time passes, and the strikes against the drum skin of my umbrella fade as the clouds above slowly disperse to reveal a cerulean blue. Eventually the rain yields enough for me to close the umbrella, shaking the excess water off before I do. While I wrestle with the mechanism, Rin stops so abruptly that I take 5 steps before realizing that she's not with me anymore. Stupid umbrella seems to be jammed. Whoa. When I turn around, I find her staring at me with an impassive face. I wanted someone to say, I understand how you feel. Wouldn't that be great? Is that an answer to the question from before? I'm not sure. Yeah, but why is it so important? Because otherwise, I don't know if I can bear this. I was still in the middle of folding my umbrella, so I just answered something to get the conversation going. But what she says now freezes my blood. If someone says a joke and laughs, you laugh with them, right? Because a joy doubled is a joy tripled, right? If someone is hurt and sad, you comfort and hug them, right? Because that way... She pauses, her mouth still halfway open, then remembers to close it. A gloom sets on her face and simultaneously on my heart. I don't know why the right words never come out. I don't know why I can laugh only when I make myself. I don't know why everything stays only inside me, even when it feels like I'm going to burst. Her flat, expressionless face does not waver, even when she says that. Her usual steady voice becomes only slightly quieter than normal. But who? Who would ever want to feel like that? Rin looks at me and I imagine the sadness reflecting from her eyes, whether it really is there or not. I don't want to feel like that. We stay silent for a little while after that. Rin because she said all she has to say at once. I because I have no clue how to process what she just said. I don't understand what Rin is saying. Or I do, but I don't want to. For the first time, both of these things happen. And it has to be simultaneously. The irony is not lost on me. I think everyone wants to be understood. That's universal. But that is impossible. Not only for me, but for anyone. Science said so too. You affect other people and are affected by them, but in the end, you see everything the way only you do. All people are alone. We just use each other to alleviate that loneliness. I wonder why I put it like that. It just felt that what Sai told me rang true, as if I had always thought like that without knowing it. It feels like she articulated my thoughts in clear, simple words in that stupid story about Picasso. Rin droops her head like a withering flower, letting her bangs fall in front of her eyes so that I can't see them. Why do you say that when you make me feel otherwise? It's unfair. The shaky voice that says those words does not belong to Rin. I really thought you could be different. That I wouldn't have to be alone. It's a bitter voice of disappointment, spoken through clenched teeth and a quivering chest. I'm sorry. If you are, why do you say something unfair like that? Her demanding tone evokes no particular feeling in me, apart from sadness that has been there since yesterday's evening. She doesn't intimidate me at all. Not anymore. Rin is not a prodigy. prodigal art genius, nor an unpredictable idiot savant who could tear the logic lobe of my brain into shreds whenever she opened her mouth. She is just a girl that I thought I loved. A loved one who wanted to be my friend. A friend whom I let down. I say that because saying otherwise would feel like lying. Why? Simple questions are the hardest ones. I have to close my eyes so I can focus my thoughts enough to answer her. I'm no artist. I can never be on the same level with you. There is a world only you can see, and to be part of it, I would have to become you. That's something I can't do, no matter how much you wish me to. Rin takes in my explanation without batting an eyelash. I'm not a real artist either. I just paint because it makes me feel like I can really feel something. She holds her breath for a while before releasing it in a long, sigh-like flow. That's why I'll do it. I have decided. I'll do it. If even Hisao says that, then that's what I will do. Do what? Rin's starting a little shows that she had regressed into talking to herself again. But I'm glad I can snap her back even now. Teacher and Sai have talked with someone who is a very important person. I got a scholarship for a big art school in Tokyo. He said I could transfer there and start after the summer is over, if I wanted to. I don't really get why. Hold on, what? Why didn't you tell? I just did. You're the first one I told because I decided it just now. She keeps her cool, looking only mildly surprised at my shocked interjection. It's ridiculous how easily she could say something so life-changing. I can't believe it. After what happened in February, I have had enough change for this year. Even if things are going badly right now, I don't want everything to change. What about Yamaku? Don't you want to graduate with everyone? My plea evokes no emotion. Everyone who? Emmy, me, everyone. I feel my pulse rising unnervingly, and my breathing becomes fast and shallow. This went from really heavy to now I think it's escalating to anger. I don't want this to happen. Their life is not mine. You just said that everyone is alone. I didn't mean it like that. You always said that you'd have to seize the day and start living your life. I have to live my life too. Rin is twisting my words to justify running away again. It makes me angry. Her ease, finality, and seriousness in announcing this is unacceptable. As if changing your life is something you can do in a moment's whim. No. How can you say that? Why don't you even try to belong? A desperate accusation has no effect. Feels like I am once again out of weapons, that I can't reach through to her no matter what I try. Rin is so frustratingly absolute in her own judgment that it might make me hate her if I didn't love her, even though I don't know which way I'm feeling anymore. Maybe I am that kind of person. The kind that belongs only to herself. I won't accept that. Her nonchalant eyes do not seem to care whether I accept her decision or not. A pause lets me cool down, to find my sensibilities. While I do, the parting rain clouds reveal a setting sun that still has time to shine its last few warming rays before calling it a day. A mosaic of light and shadow spreads on the walls of the buildings, on the street, and the fence circling a park on the other side of the street. Rin's shadow is long enough to reach my feet. It's like one of those Western movies with two cowboys staring each other down, ready to sling their guns at each other. It's high noon. The one who loses his nerve will eat lead. I realize I had the disadvantage because the sun is behind me. Oh, sorry, because the sun is behind Rin, stinging my eyes. Do you hate me? She draws first, and I have no counter. I don't know. Did I lose? Even if I did, what would it matter? I scramble for words. Words that could salvage this, if I find none. You're my friend. I promised you that. I'm not the kind of guy who forgets about promises. I think that is the most important thing. We could try to... Don't say it. Predicting what I was going to say, Rin throws herself into my arms, pressing her body against mine. I feel her rising to her tiptoes to match my height and snuggle closer. The scent of her hair is that of rain and paint thinner. Her body feels as cold as always. Her breathing against my neck is as hot as always. It's funny how all those feel so familiar, even though Rin as a whole does not. Are you sure you can't hate me? Rin whispers into my ear, so close I can feel the movements of her lips against my earlobe. It's teasing, taunting. If this was some other kind of situation, I'm sure it would tickle tantalizingly and I would giggle even though I'm a guy. It would be easier if you did. Dunno. It's pretty hard when you're hugging me like that. I wonder if it's because of my sullen voice, but she takes a step back, looking wistfully at her short arms. I wish she hadn't done that. I can't hug anyone, Hisao. I'm a bad person like that. That's why I have to go. She disarms me complete with 3 simple sentences, rendering me unable to argue anymore. And since I can't, Rin is free to continue as she wills, shifting her weight from one foot to the other before she does. I will learn to hug people in my own way. I'm sure I can become a real artist. But if I do, I might not be able to be me anymore. The hint of a smile on her lips is betrayal, a false sense of self-confidence in a future that even Rin can't foresee. I want to interpret it as a sign of hope, but I know better. Rin just keeps smiling that awkward forced smile of hers. That's why. Please forget about me. And I will forget about you too. I'm sure that... She chokes in the middle of saying something I would never come to hear. I don't think I'd want her to hear it anyway. This is not fair. Rin is not joking. Rin is always serious, but I can't accept it. I can't. Forget about you. How could I ever? That's what I like to say. But I don't know how it would continue. I can't come up with anything good to say, so I have to challenge her. How can you say such a thing? Rin raises her eyes to meet mine. They are serious and deep, a perfect image of the uncharted territory I always thought they were. Even now, I can't read her emotions from those unblinking jade irises that never could reflect what they saw. It's easy. After all, I am good at forgetting things. Her unfairness is choking my throat, but I managed to utter the question burning my mind. So, is this it? Is this goodbye? Rin kept looking at me gently, without answering my question. From her eyes, I could see that she didn't even need to say anything. There were no more words for us. She turned around and walked off without looking back. All around me, the world kept changing, little by little, but I was left standing there. The sun dropped below the horizon, casting long and thin shadows across the street. Oh shit, it's getting dark, isn't it? In the waning light, Ren's distancing back seemed to be like from a faraway dream. The gap between us grew slowly. The ripples in the puddles she stepped on expanded until they met the limits of their tiny existence and disappeared without a trace. Her words stayed frozen deep inside my heart. The world only you can see. Reach Ren's neutral ending. Oh man. That was really rough, honestly. That was not... Oh. Like, of all neutral endings, though, that one's the most hard-hitting, honestly. Except with Haneko's bad end, yeah. I feel empty, yeah. Cynicism one. Yep. Yep, definitely. Oh boy. Alright. Now that I've seen every route of the main girls, anyway. Apparently there's a Kenji route, which, yeah, I'm gonna try going for. um... wow, that... Or Kenji's bit, yeah. So, good endings. Who had the best good ending? Okay. Honestly, I am gonna say it was Lily. Lily had a good ending because it even had a little bit of an epilogue. So that felt pretty good to see like where they were after she decided to stay. She's short but kind of comedic, so it would kind of kill the vibe. Oh wait, no, hold on. We should see Kenji's route. Maybe we do need laughter after that ending. Okay, let's go. Start. Okay, dab. Okay, we're gonna do it. God damn it. Okay, so it is. So yeah, of course. That's what I'm seeing here in this thing. Skip. Um, Ask about the library. All right. All right, here we go. She has a point. Attack aggressively is the next point. We need some levity. God damn it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. She was cute. Let's see. Go talk with Hanako. So apparently it has to be a little bit all over the place, so that way, you know, it stays as neutral as possible, because you're basically not pursuing a particular girl. Okay, so the next one is... Yes. Okay, and then there's this part. Yep. Alright, cut me and Lily some slack. Oh, we're hanging out with them. Hanako and everyone else. Let's see. Take it easy. which seems like be bordering on Lily's route. Because now it's down to Bryn and Lily, yeah. Alright, so this last one would be... I don't really want to talk about it. I'm fine. There's nothing to worry about. The hill is just surprisingly steep, don't you think? I wonder what they have the school so high up here for anyway. Don't we have students in wheelchairs and everything? Alright, that should be the last one. Indeed. Lily's forehead wrinkles in concern, and I don't really want her to have that kind of an impression. Oh, fuck. No, whoa, hold on. I don't want to have that kind of expression over me. We barely know each other. Okay. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Not that you can find a place like this wherever, I guess, but it makes me wonder what they were thinking. You can finish it tonight. Just reject every girl. Yep. My voice is overly calm. It sounds weird to my own ear, and I speak way too fast. I briefly wonder how much Lily can sense from someone's voice alone. Let's continue. We're almost there anyway. For the rest of the way back to school, we all remained silent. There it is. We rejected every girl. Okay, so I can skip that. Alright. Oh. After about 10 minutes of restlessly shuffling in her seat and trying to read, Hanako closes her book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished and there's nothing else to do in the classroom. Okay, so I remember I made a call that Kenji's route might kill Hisao, and that's because I'm basing this on both my experiences with Mystic Messenger and with hateful boyfriend. Hateful boyfriend, if you didn't pursue a particular bird, you were dead. In Mystic Messenger, you can literally get a bad end in just the prologue where you can just mess with the person who's trying to lead you somewhere and just keep saying like, no, I don't see a lock. What lock? What are you talking about? And then they get really pissed off and they're like, that's right there. That's it. I had enough for you. And they bam, bad end. It's really weird. And technically, you could get a bad end too from not pursuing a particular somebody in the beginning route. Well, so Mystic Messenger has like a total of like 4 days, or in those 4 days, and depending on how you interact with some characters, like you can end up on someone's route specifically, as long as you maintain backing them up entirely for those 4 days. So likes to me. But if you keep it completely neutral through everyone, you did good, bad, and basically they say like, well, guess we can't make this party work after all. And sorry, I'm going to deny access to you for this messenger app that we've been using. And what's kind of funny is that there's some fourth wall breaking where they say, try to be more decisive next time. Like a character who's denying you access says, try to be more decisive next time. Like he's breaking the fourth wall a bit. Basically hinting like, hey, maybe, you could avoid this if you actually stuck with somebody. So yes, based on that and how there's multiple ways you can possibly die in that game, yes. Not really feeling energetic. I just go straight to my room and read for the rest of the day. Oh shit. I wonder if this is the festival now. Oh man. See, I wake up feeling lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Okay, can I skip this? Yes, I can. Here it is. What am I gonna do? I don't have any plans. In hindsight, that's really stupid. Maybe I should have asked the girl out. Then again, all things considered, I don't think I could have done anything like that. It's only my first week. A week that I wasted being awkward around almost everyone, stumbling all over myself trying to get the hang of this place. Thinking about it, what have I accomplished? Who would I even ask? Damn, it seems like Kenji's my only realistic option for a date. Only realistic option for a date today. Alright, bros before hoes, let's go. This is the most depressing thing that has happened to me since I had a heart attack because a girl confessed her love to me. It can't be helped. I don't know, really. I don't have anything, I guess. But a fort seems a bit excessive. You sure you don't want to go outside? It's not like the visitors won't come to the dorms today. He looks thunderstruck by this revelation. Damn, you may have a point. This place is not safe today. We must find somewhere to hide in. He fell silent for a moment, thinking. The roof. What about it? Oh no. We're gonna hide on the roof for today. It's the perfect place. Nobody ever goes up there. Meet me there in an hour. I have to prepare. Sorry. He slams the door shut and the locks click closed. Damn, what the hell is wrong with Kenji? And to think I'm now going along with this craziness. It really makes me depressed. I feel like a failure. Once I step outside, the din of the crowd greets me. The whole school is bustling with activity. There are stalls everywhere and the crowd swarming between them is considerable. I didn't expect the festival would attract so many visitors. I have to admit that the people in charge of decorating the place put a lot of effort into it, and it really shows. People seem to be enjoying themselves, and the atmosphere is colorful, bright, and happy. That is, if I weren't suddenly in such a foul mood. Whoa. At the moment, it's more annoying than anything else. Well, it can't be helped. I decided to stick with my original plan and eat. Then I guess I have to at least see what Kenji is up to on the roof. I do a slow circle around the grounds to kill some time. Look at the stalls, but not feeling like playing any of the games anymore. The garish colors grind my eyes, and I feel more and more ill by the minute. I can't decide what I want to eat, and the large selection combined with the masses of energetic festival visitors isn't helping. I just head towards the nearest stall that seems to offer something halfway edible and get it in line. Yes, selling beer and shaved ice. I love it. Turns out to be noodles. Noodles! It all turns out to be not very good. Well, at least it's nourishment. It's not like I demand anything else at this point. As I serve my disagreeable noodles, I hardly wonder what the others are doing right now. Shizune and Misha are definitely somewhere organizing things. I'd better steer clear of them. I guess they wouldn't forgive me so easily for leaving them alone with this thing. I expect Emmy to be buzzing all over the place. Being depressingly cheerful. There's no chance to find her, but no chance to avoid her either, so it doesn't matter. Lily would probably be helping her class with that festival event, and entirely too busy for another's company. Hanako wouldn't want to talk to anyone anyway, either keeping to herself or helping Lily. Ren should be tending to her mural and is probably being unhelpful to any hypothetical interested parties. Going there for some peace and quiet seems like the nicest option of the above, but then again, I can't see having art forced on me raising my mood either, so I'll pass. While I was lost in thought, my food seems to have disappeared. My food seems to have disappeared, and so has my hunger. I guess I just blocked out the experience of eating, which should be a good thing. Satiated but unsatisfied, I turn to walk towards the main school building. An hour has almost passed already. The crowd is even thicker in here than it was outside. Hallways are almost unbearable, and I don't even dare to think what it's like inside the classrooms. I head up the stairs to my destination. The roof. Thankfully, the door at the top isn't locked, but now there's a handwritten sign on it. Off limits. Don't mind if I don't. The festival noise is surprisingly muted up here, and the rooftop looks deserted as expected. Near a place where the cyclone fence has collapsed, there's a pile of blankets that seem oddly out of place. Wait. Did that pile just move a little? That'd be strange, as there's no wind at all. I carefully stick my hand out and give it an experimental prod. Ah! Oh Jesus, they almost spooked each other. Startled, I jump back. Who is it? God damn it, Kenji, it's me. Oh, damn. You scare me, man. So, what are we doing up here? We're having a picnic. What? Yeah, I have blankets, pretzels, and whiskey. This is the ultimate sit-up, man. Whiskey? Aren't you a bit too young to drink alcohol? I'm 20, you know. You're not. I am, and so are you. But what? That's absurd. Hey, at least you get something out of it. All I get is this bottle of whiskey. He's rambling incoherently, but I decided to play along. So, why do you have a bottle of whiskey? My mom couldn't come visit for the festival, so she sent me some expensive single malts instead. A likely story. Want some? It's not like I have anything to lose. This thing can't possibly get worse. Why not? It's kind of interesting how, like, how cynical he was in itself and his choices, like, with, like, in regard to all the other girls. Like, you know, he was, like, saying, like, oh, well, she's doing me shit, they probably don't even want to see me because I'd left them to do this on their own. Lily's probably too busy with her own, responsibilities. Hanako wouldn't talk to anyone anyway. Unless it's with Lily. Emmy is like probably gonna be all over the place, but so maybe she might talk to me, maybe she won't, but it doesn't matter to me anymore. And then with Rin, it's like I could hang out with her because it would be quiet, but I don't know if I want to deal with the art. Fucking dies from it. Forget about her, you're joining the anti-feminism rebellion. Fuck those women, let's go and have our own thing. We sit down on the pile of blankets Kenji apparently dragged up here. He produces an almost full bottle of whiskey and passes it to me. You didn't even bring glasses? No, this is not some romantic princess picnic. What the hell, man? It is a manly picnic. Yeah, drink out of the bottle like a man. No glasses. No napkins. Whiskey only, the beverage of true men. Whatever. And pretzels. Take a closer look at the bottle. 12-year-old single malt whiskey, as you said. Shrugging my shoulders, I take a swig. Burns my throat like acid, but the taste isn't unpleasant. I feel like going straight into my head, and the aftertaste lingers in the back of my mouth, craving for another swig. We should outline our counteroffensive and trash talk women here, where they can't hear us. Damn, I forgot to bring my graphs. I decided to play a drinking game with myself. Every time Kenshi mentions female conspiracy, I'll take a swig. You're gonna make yourself drunk, oh my god. 4 or 5 hours, or possibly several days later. I lost track. Oh my god, they're drunk. You should feel bad, man. Ease the fuck up. Seriously. Seriously. I am relaxed, god damn it. I'm telling it as I see it. Think about it. When did housing and land start becoming more and more expensive? When women began entering the workforce because it created 2-income nuclear families. Yeah, I forgot my graphs, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Women are connected to the decay of all society. I see. That is kind of hard to believe. If I say that, somehow everything Kenji says seems to make more sense now. It's because you're fucking drunk. Because they never actually drank before Hisao is pro at drinking. Well, remember, he did drink wine in Lily's root, and he enjoyed it. Well, Lily especially enjoyed it, but yeah. Try to remember any other times he might have drank alcohol. I I actually can't recall. I'm assuming maybe Hanako's route because, you know, Nuli and Hanako's route both had Hanako's birthday as a point in it, so yeah. Oh, Hulk Hogan, yes, that's true. He's gone. And then we lost Ozzy Osbourne like 2 days ago, and now Hulk Hogan. Damn. People are dropping like flies. Hey Yako, welcome. A small kernel of truth to it. The essential doubling of the workforce did have long-term ripple effects in economies all the world over. Oh shit. It all fits together, but I don't know if it's because he can explain things more clearly when drunk, or because I understand everything better when I'm drunk. That's what makes him so convincing. Okay, good water. No, man. Think of the deeper implications. People could afford to start saying, oh well, since 2 members of the family are now earning money as opposed to 1, they can surely afford something like rising costs of ownership. I see your point, but land in Japan has always been expensive. And the price of land generally goes up when a country starts undergoing industrialization. But no, it's because of women. Correlation equals causation, you know. I thought correlation didn't equal causation. Well, whatever. Maybe you're right. Didn't we? Yeah. I am always right. Yeah, I bet women created industrialization too to cover their tracks. How diabolical. So yeah, everyone can go fuck themselves. Oh my god, he's fucking angry. He stands up, impressing me because I'm fairly sure I couldn't even if I wanted. He yells extremely loudly, as if he's lost the concept of volume. I wince and almost want to cover my ears. Ugh, how nice it would have been if I could have been down there. But no, you see, thinking like that is a trap. You think you're missing out on something, but at the end of that road is nothing but despair. Kenji snatches back the bottle and leans back his head. His music getting intense. I attempted to pour the alcohol into his mouth, but he just ends up drenching himself in it. Damn it! See, my aim is terrible, and the bad thing about drinking is that it only gets worse the longer you go. Today is a day of despair. His voice immediately drops to almost a whisper. He starts talking much faster than before, slightly slurring his words from the whiskey. As he talks, he waves the bottle around, spilling some of it here and there. Yeah, you know what was the most shocking event of my life? I have a hazy recollection of him telling about the second most shocking event in his life, which was a bird pooping on his head. I don't have particularly great expectations of this, but I nod at him to continue anyway. You wouldn't think it, but I had a girlfriend here once. I think it was last year. Yeah, just blew your mind, huh? See, I have never told that to anyone. You actually had a girlfriend. It's true. The thought does blow my mind. Suddenly I want the bottle. I take it from Kenji and knock back as much as I can. I was more innocent back then, and I thought she was sane, unlike most women. It was pretty okay, but then immediately following the event that is the point of all such things, something strange and scary happened. He throws himself up against the fence, leaning on it, his eyes narrowed. I started feeling incredibly tired and sleepy. That is a normal, man, what the fuck? I mean, normally that would be high tension, adrenaline pumping moment of anyone's life. My energy levels were dropping like a brick. Something sinister was in the works. I could feel it. That is when I knew that women are dangerous, sapping the life force of all men through one commodity that is almost solely theirs to control. Sickening. He really thinks that like women are like some kind of succubus that's like draining their life force and energy from them. Yeah, you're better off, dude. Kenji was right. This really is a day to spare. I drink more to avoid having to process what he just said. Now, I'm the last sane man in an insane world. When other people realize it, there'll be a war. A great war between men and the forces of feminism. God, the truth comes out, yeah. But the problem is that not all men would fight on my side. Shit sucks. I could set the bar kinda low. Any men are fine. But not the dudes raised by their mom or their sister, that's for sure. What? Oh, because he thinks that of course they're gonna have a soft spot for their sisters or their mom, not what the hell? And nobody into dick. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting to see this. Oh man. They've been indoctrinated. This was something I was not expecting to read at all in this fucking visual novel. And nobody into dick girl porn. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, I want to keep reading, but I can feel like the giggles like raising up in the back of my throat. I think he might have been with such a girl. It reminds me of a story I heard where the guy is saying like, ah yes, the life-changing moment of my friend. He's like, as my friend was with the girl. And at one point, later on, he says that his friend came running. He's like, oh, it's a boy, it's a boy. And that was the last time that they went back to Thailand. Yeah. I think the guy said it funnier than I did, but yeah. That situation seems unlikely to me. It wouldn't happen, like it's not very likely to happen. The alcohol must be working. Regardless, I still feel depressed that I'm up here today. I wasn't really looking forward to the festival with the same excitement as the rest of the school, but still. It would have been nice to have gone with someone. From up here, it certainly sounded like everyone's having fun. Maybe I am missing out. It's just that there's no one I could have gone with. Or maybe there was. So many opportunities looking back on it now. And I must have squandered so many of them. Damn, this is true despair. The worst part is that sometimes I feel like I have no choices in my life, you know? Like I never have a chance to make a decision. Shit just happens. Like it was all pre-programmed. Like fate or something. Like there's no way I can have a say in what I do. Quick, ask me a question. Now. I can't really... See? It's just another example of it. Damn, shit, damn. Do you see? Now, when I'm trying to go against my destiny and take charge of my life, the opportunity isn't even there. Damn, man, you have failed me. Failed me for the last time, jerk. Wait, what? He slides to his knees and then falls over to his side, laying on the gravel of the roof. Hey, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. Can't you see I'm in despair? Wait, isn't that a reference to Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei? Where the main character always says that. He's like, oh, can't you see I'm in despair? And it's left me in despair. He's speaking in a sarcastic tone. Suddenly Kenji sits up, clumsily pats himself clean, and puts his hand out towards me to reach for the bottle. I put it in his hand. What the hell? Damn, you killed almost an entire bottle. See, it's like I have no options in life. Is this how it's going to be for the rest of time? Well, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like that for the rest of time. Whatever he's talking about. My head is spinning. I get up and lean against the fence, hoping it'll help me focus a little. Yeah, I know. We have to fight the power with all we got. The only way to live. You're an alright guy. This brotherly bond is what keeps me going in these dark times. We should go trolling women. On. Rolling women? What? Trolling women. Trolling for women. But we have to do it now, before I lose this alcohol-related courage. He's gesturing wildly. Madly, even. I take a step backward. He takes a step forward. What's the matter with you? Not in the mood for love? To be frank, no. I take another step backward. He takes another step forward. He leans in extremely uncomfortably close. What the hell? Stop leaning in like that, it bothers me. Leaning in like what? Hey, you shouldn't lean against the fence like that, it's kind of unsafe. I try to move away from Kenji, but my balance isn't so good. Earlier from the dizziness, I grab one of the fence posts, but then I feel it... Oh... I then feel it give way as soon as I put my weight on it. This isn't good, though my alcohol-addled brain doesn't seem to be quite capable of registering why. Kenji's face seems to be becoming smaller though, which is a bit of a relief. Much smaller, in fact, and rapidly so. It seems to be a bit of a win now. Somehow makes me feel almost weightless. Oh my god. He fell off the fucking roof? How high is that? I feel dazed, like my mind has gone blank. I am... falling? I can see the night sky as I turn over in the air. The bottle floats out of my fingertips and disappears into thin air as I fall. I realize this is the fitting end to a truly, truly bad day. Oh, it turns red. Do I get an aftermath of what happens? Manly picnic. Reach Kenji's ending. Holy shit. Skip it. Oh, we don't even get anything for that? Congrats, you died. Yeah, that was it, huh? Wow. Hold on. I'm just gonna close it just real quick. I just want to see something. Really? 12%? You actually got it, huh? Okay, hang on. The achievements. How many did I get? 19 to 21? What am I missing? Two hidden ones. Okay, hang on. The completionist in me wants to get everything. We got time. Let's see. Okay, I know I got Lily's neutral ending. Okay, her good ending. There's Hanako's bad end. Neutral end, and then the good end. Let's see. Okay. There's the neutral ending, and we got our good ending. We saw Shizune's bad ending, which only requires only one. Only one choice. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna go extras. No. 98%. Can I skip out of this? Okay, I can't, apparently. Okay, so that means I might have skipped some choices somewhere. Give me a sec, hold on, I'm reading through this shit real quick. Let's see. So that's okay. So I have to read this more carefully because I think yeah, it's saying the achievements where you can get them. So shit. Let's see. There's the bad ending achievement, neutral ending achievement, good ending achievement. Okay. It's the bad ending for Emmy, and then... Ah, God. See, every choice in the game. Oh, wait a minute. I know what it's saying. There was some things in the beginning where I didn't pick them. You also left the art club. It's possible to stay in it. I see stayed in it if you notice. Oh, yeah. And of course, missing the sex scenes. Okay. But yeah, that's true. I didn't stick with the art club one. That was interesting. So I didn't see this. Why? Why do I have to? Of course not. That's why I asked. Right. Let's go then. Oh, after the applause, there's a brief silence and nobody seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher realizes that he should probably say something. He opens up with some intelligible noise, shuts up as he loses momentum, and then starts introducing me. Nobody seems to be too interested. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introduction thing. Realizing he doesn't know anything about me, he just ends up saying my name wrong again, and asks me to write it on the blackboard. I do that, turn back to face the class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. First row girl claps on this round. First row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged thumb. Aw, Miki. Makes me feel a little bad. Okay, so I can skip this. Misha looks at me with a weird expression and continues. We don't know much about him, but maybe we'll find out later. Maybe I should introduce myself after all. Anything would have given a better first impression than the teacher's drone and fumbling with my name. We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon. Hee-chan, right? Hee-chan. It fits, doesn't it? Okay, so let's skip. Alright. Ask about Shizune's deafness. All CGs are not one of everything. Oh, okay. Shizune intrigues me. I kinda want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? I can't come up with anything else to ask, so I just focus on my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly. Throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe talk about secret girl stuff, yeah. Okay. Attack aggressively, whatever. Oops. Okay, well, looks like I had done both of these. Alright, cute. Skip. Let's read the book. Trying to find another choice I hadn't picked yet. I'll tell you about Hanako's beta ending where she murders you and Elsa. Oh shit. There's a cutscene in enemies where you almost walking on her mother and the nurse doing the deed. That's hilarious. Maybe. Maybe. No, I mean, it gives me a nasty sort of look when I say that, making me try to take back the word. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to the school. I'll promise to try, though. You're not being very convincing here, Hisao. Tip number 1. Medical professionals are not amused if you take their advice lightly. What's up with him? As if a day or two would make that much of a difference. I didn't do anything in the hospital either. Yeah, okay, sorry. Says me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. You meet my spy, who probably has no cons, okay. Seems a bit stupid to me, really. Wait, what? I suppose this is at least I can tell the nurse honestly that I'm doing something about my health. Not that I was very much of a runner to begin with. Can't hurt to try, I guess. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. Oh, yeah. I can't help feel like I'm... Wait, what? Frankly, I don't remember there's any particular form of running, but I can't help but feel I'm doing it wrong somehow. I feel awkward in comparison to Emmy, who never seems to break stride. I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and slow to a walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice. I stop until she passes me a second time. She just quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? Nodding my head ruefully. Yeah. I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the more important thing is that you started, right? Next time you just have to try out longer, and then longer and longer, eventually it'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm gonna go get ready for class. Sure you? Eggy shrugs unconcernedly. No, I've got plenty of time. Notice she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. So this one he just gives up easily. I don't think I accomplished anything today. I'm so out of shape it's embarrassing. The whole thing might have been a waste of time. I'll find some other way. Let's see, coming in Lily some slack. I'm feeling tired, so I set my alarm clock to pick me up as late as I can afford, while still making it to the first class. The nurse's voice is almost nagging in the back of my head about morning jogs. I make a resolution to make up for it by going for a walk after school tomorrow. Emmy won't carry the way, I bet. Jeez. So I wonder if these few decisions I was missing. There's a lot of them that I missed with Rin. I wake up and take a hot shower. Back room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lying on top of my dresser. It makes me depressed as usual. Oh. How come it started in a way where that was new to me? That was weird. Hmm. Well, I guess we could say that, but let me see. Because that's the last one, right? So let's see, go to the main menu. Oh my god, is it really? Alright, well, good thing I saved a bunch of these. I can't leave her alone either. Time I get so worked up in a strange world, I get lost in there before she knows it. It's not like I feel some kind of white knight who could save Ren from herself. She doesn't need saving. I just can't leave her alone either. The guys have been sitting. Huh, okay, so this is all new stuff. Oh, the smoking. Okay, hold on. Load. I try away from being an artist. I just stopped exactly. You mentioned that before. It's a long story. Namia throws a sideways glance at the gallery owner who has drawn her mouth into a thin straight line. I've had a life-changing experience like that, even though I didn't realize it until later. I tell you that Sai and I have known each other a long time. We studied at the same school. It's been, goodness, how long has it really been? Please don't count the years, Shinichi. Ah, maybe you're right. At any rate, when we were in school, we had this, friend, I should say. We were in the same program. I think he met Sai at some party. I got to know Sai through him, in fact. Was I her husband? Great talent despite the young age. He's left the rest of us in the dust. We were good friends, he and I, but there were things that created friction in the friendship. I felt like I was watching him from afar. You weren't the only one. Mia coughs, looking embarrassed. At any rate, he ended up taking his own life. Such tragedy. Jesus. In retrospect, that was what made me choose a career as a teacher in the end. I never was that brilliant or that passionate. Just I wanted to be a career to artist, but I wasn't suited for that. You were good enough. Perhaps I would have been, but this is what I ended up with. Just didn't have that drive after he was gone. I'm fond of kids and enjoy all forms of art, so I felt it rather natural to take this path in life. I think all that history with that friend of ours was the key thing. And as sad as it was, a turning point, as they say. Oh, wait, yeah, this is the... load. I don't know if I think I fucked up with the other, like, routes for her. Oh, no, we already did this one. Okay. Oh, I done goofed. Okay. Good, because, yeah, this thing already has, like, the guy that I'm looking at has, like, this thing about looking at every choice, and man, does it go into depth about it. Oh, boy. So someone said that you could probably track down what you're missing through each one. Act 1, which... Wait, what? There's one missing here. This is Act 1. Oh my god, I have to actually go through everyone and find it. Okay, so you know what? I'll do that on my own time. Because I am desperate to see what everything says. However, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the route so far. Well, now that I've completed them all. Yeah, I had to admit the worst endings that stood out to me the most. Rin's neutral ending, and of course Hanako's bad ending. I will agree, those were bad. Emmy's, though, however, her bad ending, it was kind of unnerving how, realistic it was. I mean, because I could easily see it be a thing where, it can turn into, you know, like just someone being like, well, we're breaking up, bye. It's so, like, I don't know, like a no fanfare whatsoever. It just, boom, this just happens. So, yeah, that was, that's what, like, threw me off with her, for sure. Let me see, Shizune's, I'm kind of glad that I got Shizune's done because, man, the fact that it was just non-stop reading was... Oh, I already missed one here. Interesting. And then the fact that there was only the one choice, that was kind of awful. Gotta admit, that was awful. Don't get me wrong, there was a very important choice, but yeah, it just wasn't great. And then... Let's see... Lily's a... Well... There's two I have to say that kind of tie in for the most romantic, and that's between Lily and Emmy. Because Emmy was definitely the most physically affectionate. Lily, however, was on the more romantic side of things. She wanted to go out on a proper date. You guys went and had like a dinner date. Like that's pretty nice. So in terms of romance, I think those two were definitely the best. Um, least romantic. Hmm. Honestly, the other three girls, like when I think about it, it wasn't all too romantic with them. Well, at least with Rin, you had like some intimate moments, so that was kind of nice. Hanako and Shizune, least romantic, we'll admit. I mean, there were some moments where, you know, like obviously, like have a, you know, be like, you're trying to have romantic moments with Shizune, but part of the plot is that Misha is there, and she's obviously bringing like a sense of, you know, like a third wheel, and she doesn't like what she's seeing. So, any questions on Rin as a whole? I can speak freely at last. That's true. Yes. Yeah. A lot of the missing choices in Rin's are from Act 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like I'm missing one in hers, from what I'm seeing here. I'm missing one for Rin, one for Hanako, and then one in Act 1. So I gotta look through it. At least getting to the roots wouldn't be so hard anymore, especially now we got the fast pace, you know, like skip button now. So that's good. But yeah, we'll do that later. Questions on Rin. Hers felt slightly confusing for me in terms of like, okay, not confusing, but it kind of felt like there's still some sense of like Hisao not fully understanding her. But at the same time, maybe that's part of the theme where it's like maybe you don't have to fully understand her to just accept her as she is. That maybe she's just always going to be difficult to understand, and that's the person she is. So we're gonna get the server girl. Oh yeah, Yuko, the librarian. Yeah, Yuko was adorable. But it was also pretty nice to see how Rin was like, I'm still like sitting. I'm gonna die on this fucking hill, but I'm pretty sure she's neurodivergent in some way. Still leaning toward my like guess of her being ADHD, autism and ADHD, because she definitely has she brings in a lot of traits of both. And let me see. It's a psychological phenomenon characterized by significant challenges in recognizing. Wait, what? So one theory for Rin is that she most likely has alexithymia in combination with a level of autism or ADHD. Oh. By significant changes in recognizing, expressing feelings, sourcing, and describing one's emotions. Oh. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. She did always say, like, she had a hard time, like, trying to, like, find the words for what she's feeling and thinking. And has a hard time. And it explains a lot to whenever she says, like, well, when someone's sad, you're supposed to hug them, right? When someone's scared, they cry, right? She only does the... She correlates certain actions to certain emotions based on what she's observed of other people. I was very close, apparently, yeah. But the fact that there's an actual word for her base condition that is causing the most conflict in her root is the alexithymia. Because a lot of times she wants to say, I want to be understood, but it's like, She wants to be understood, but she knows that her biggest hurdle is the fact that she cannot put her feelings into words. Like, she just can't do it. And doesn't know what she's feeling when... Well, doesn't understand some of those feelings either, and doesn't understand when people react a certain way either. Like, when Hisao was getting mad at her, like, she was, like, a little off guard, like, why are you getting mad at me? I don't understand. Or she wouldn't notice until, like, it was really blunt that, you know, or obvious, very obvious that, you know, it was anger. Which, you know, at that point, like, you know, it's her trying to process what she's seeing, and then it's like, oh, wait, he's angry, you know? And that's just based on her own experience of observing people. Which I have to wonder, like, how much of a struggle was it for her when she had literally no knowledge whatsoever? Didn't have the experience of observing people and seeing how they reacted with emotions when they see these things, or things are done to them, or they do things, you know? The author has never said, so that's the best theory people have come up with, and self-accompany by autism, so it's probably a fairly good theory. Oh. Damn it, the author never confirmed it. Damn it. But you know what? At least in that one, you know, the good ending for Rin, you do feel like a sense of like you're with her. Shizune's, I have to admit, even with her good, quote-unquote, good ending, it still felt like maybe you guys will be back together, maybe not. It didn't really feel so... like... It didn't feel very, like, assuring that you're gonna be still with Shizune in the future. The other ones at least had this feeling of finality where you feel like, yeah, this is how it's ending, and you just know, like, yes, they're gonna be together. Which kind of why I felt Lily's was probably the best in terms of like the good endings, because hers actually showed an epilogue, and that was kind of nice. Even when you see things conclude, then you see the little epilogue that happens after she decides to stay, and it's like, that was nice. It felt good to know that they had something still going on even after. There are a lot of posts about Rin worth reading, some of them. Yes, I will look into it definitely some more. Rin is definitely a big puzzle that, yes, just like, you really do want to figure it out. So that she has been one of the most interesting characters definitely to read about. Which I have to admit, that's what made her route like so engaging. It was just the puzzle of what's going on in her mind. Which is a little ironic because, like, Rin's good achievement said, you know, can you seize the day? And then Shizune says, can you tell me what you think? Which I almost feel like Rin's could be more like, can you tell me what you think? But because that's the whole point in a way, right? You're trying to figure out what she's actually thinking. And, well, I cannot say that Shizune is quiet about what she's thinking. So. Let's see. Karu is also a really good read for teenagers who are struggling to make their own identity. Well, Hanako hit me more. Rin resonated with me in a lot of ways back in the day. Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna admit, Shizune's kind of felt like a little boring. There were a lot of times when I felt like I was dozing off because, like, dozing off reading her route because it just... It all felt like so slice of life-y, you know? And it's only toward, like, closer to the end as you start, you know, realizing there's an actual plot with it being involving Misha. And how she wished that she could have been with Shizune. So, yeah, unfortunately I did not enjoy Shizune's as much. You can see the difference in writing experience between it and the other routes, yeah. So yeah, for me, weakest overall like route, Shizune. Like I said, I'm glad I did that one first, knocked it out, because I mean it only had like the one fucking choice anyway, so that's not great for a visual novel. At least I don't think so. It's very visual novel-y though, in that you are reading through something, but the fact that it's like very little choices, it really just makes it seem like she basically hijacked the whole plot. The main character is Hisao, and yet she made it about her. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is about pursuing her, but she made herself the main character. Whereas at least everyone else, like there are moments where you definitely know, like, yes, this is Hisao's story, so it's Hisao's story as he's developing a budding romance with a girl. Did not feel that way with Shizune. Definitely felt like it was all about her. And then let me see. Hanako's was, and this is kind of why I say I feel like it's it leans toward like one of the least romantic ones, in that her route was definitely felt like it was more about pursuing her than developing something with her and then seeing what happens in the route as you're with her. Then again, Rin's is also a bit more of a pursuit, huh? Because it's only when, you know, they confess to each other at the very end and then they realize, yes, this is what we want, that, you know, basically the ending is you getting with said girl. So Hanako and Ren, yeah, they're about the pursuit. Shizune, Emi, Lily all have the that bit in the story where you do get to see what a relationship is like with them. So yeah, I have to admit, overall, I am really glad that I finally got around to reading this. Like, I had heard good things about this when I was like first playing Hateful Boyfriend for the first ever time, before it was available on Steam, and I downloaded off some site and learned how to make it work. Katawa Shoujo was something I had heard was also really good, but I never got around to downloading it or anything. I wish I did. Maybe I'll have to go into like looking into how to undo the censorship, because it also feels like I kind of missed out on seemingly some important moments. So yeah, like it really felt like the intimate parts were definitely important. On the other hand, I'm a little conflicted about seeing, you know, art of, you know, underage girls. I mean, technically they're not of age, so that, yeah, that makes me feel a little weird. Hanako's about pursuing Hanako. Rin actually leans more towards Rin pursuing Hisao. Oh. Yeah, I think, yeah, that would make more sense. Like, that Rin had the hardest moment of, like, pursuing Hisao, since her biggest hurdle was understanding how she felt and whether she actually did love him or not, and understanding what love is. Also, I'm gonna draw the fact that whoever girl that you're pursuing, I just enjoy this little, like, this detail, and that they always had the character's best friend involved. So obviously in Emi's room, you see Rin involved. With Rin, you see Emmy involved. Hanako, of course, Lily's there, and vice versa. That, with Lily, you're gonna see Hanako a lot. And of course, Shizune, as the one outlier, since she's the fifth girl, like it made sense that Misha obviously was gonna be a part of it. And it's unique in a way because Misha's obviously not a root, and it's basically kind of like a satellite for Shizune, and that she's always around Shizune. It really definitely plays more on the love triangle dynamic that they had going on. Also, it was really cool to see their movies again. I actually went back and watched them, and to me, it was amazing to see some facts that were going on. Like, can I pause this? Oh wait, no, I can't. Like, there were some moments that I missed that I had not caught or I didn't understand when I first saw it. So there he is, learning sign language. The 3 triangle. And it's such like one of these videos is a very good hint of what you can expect. And here you see them like, oh, she's smiling, but then, oh, I don't think I like this. She didn't like this. She was basically the third wheel on what's happening. And them writing on paper was the beginning of their breakthrough. And then I thought Hanako's was also interesting when I noticed it too. It works better when you can pause it though, so watch it on YouTube. Because I noticed in the scene where all the people are like all around her walking, you can see some silhouettes of some of the other girls. Like I caught a silhouette of Misha and Shizune. And then you kind of see Hisao there, always there in the back. And they're, well, even before, like, all that happened, you kind of still see Hisao. Like, he's just there, but she doesn't notice. And I feel like it was a good, like, way of showing how disconnected she felt by seeing everyone just running, walking around her. And they're just passing by in and out so fast in her life that, and remember, she even said, I don't care about making relationships with people. Because what she dealt with before. So now she's just like, no, I don't bother to. So these videos hit hard in hindsight, yeah. And then let's see Emmys. There's running. There's Hisao running. He tries. Can't keep up with her. Which it does feel like that. It feels like you are chasing after her in the beginning. And then, she helps him a lot. Eventually gets to help her. And then Lily's, I felt, was was also pretty obvious too. She must get a really good teacup so it pours out like flawlessly. And look, a plane. There she is with Akira. They're saying bye. And then she's thinking about herself walking away. There's the plane again. And it's that moment in the field when they confess their love for the first time. And it almost feels like her turning to look at Hisao and like just feeling his face, obviously knowing who he is, and right as she was thinking of like, you know, or at least had that moment of thinking of herself like walking away. It also felt like it was a good hint of that's how she felt, I guess, in her route, where it seemed like in some way maybe part of her really was hoping like Hisao would try to convince her to stay or something. And her reaching out to touch his face and all that. It felt like that she was doing, like trying to reach out to him, like. But of course, you know, part of her issue is that, like, you know, she can't say what she has a hard time saying what she really wants. And then of course, Rin seeing this again, a dandelion. And I remember pausing this part to see like how trying to see her. She should say paintings are pieces of herself, and it's how she processes how she feels. And there's the dandelion seeds. And the fog. Of being unable to see or feel clearly, I guess. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's more like seeing, I guess, because she's trying to see things and trying to understand things and she can't. And her looking for Hisao, I felt like that was her hoping that she. Remember, she did say, I was hoping you'd be the one who would understand me. So it kind of felt like with her waking up and looking around, felt like she was kind of looking for him. And Hisao being the least involved in, you know, with her in this video, especially compared to everyone else's. Like he was barely in this one. And I felt like when he had like that bit of like, you could kind of see he had a bit of an annoyed face when he shook the dandelion puff. And maybe that's kind of how he feels he is in her eyes, you know? Which also seems to, you know, a good reference to what happens in the root, since he did feel like, what, am I just someone you could just fall back on or whatever to use whenever you feel like it? He felt like in that moment, he felt like so uninvolved in her life. I might have to go back and see a more like an in-depth analysis maybe of her like route, especially of the video. But it was pretty neat to see how they were all like, how the video in itself says so much. And of course it only makes sense when you look back on it too. Like, I remember watching these and being like, oh, that's kind of cool, that's pretty neat, and then not really getting that this was actually a hint of what to expect. So this series, interviews with each group's author. Oh yeah, I think, what's his name, Maddie? I remember I was listening to some of those at work. Made sure to avoid Rins in the meantime, because, you know, it was during when I was going in the middle of a route. Really provides great insight to the roots in games development. Yeah, I remember listening to that, and it sounded pretty cool, but again, I didn't hear Rins. I might have to look for it, but I think the guy's name was Maddie who did that. He interviewed each writer and, you know, like, and had, like, explanations of, like, how they went about with handling their characters. Like, I remember, you know, I think if it's the guy I'm thinking about, or like you're talking about, that the writer for Hanako's route. Oh, excuse me. That, he mentioned that his struggle was to write her dialogue, since Hanako doesn't talk much. So he would be writing and saying, like, things that she would talk about and be like, no, wait, stop. She wouldn't say this much and has to cut it down to like half of that, or use the least amount of words possible, but try to say as much as you can with those little bit of words. That's who that is. The okay. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is the same video that I saw, like, or that you saw, Candy, but I remember that being said, at least for Hanako. But anyway, I'm gonna have to call it a night here, guys. Obviously, I will go and try to find what decisions I missed. And now I know, now that I've seen, like, in the extras, like, where which ones might be, and I had to look for and see how to get there. But not tonight. I need to sleep. But I am glad that I am down to just having only 2 achievements left to get. That is nice. And interesting how all of Rin's have the glowy thing. 6.3. Wait, who has the... Who has the least amount? Let's see, 6.3. Wow, Rin's might actually be the least. Without going, you know, with the other ones, but like of the main routes, yeah, the neutral ending is the least amount. 6.3 players have this achievement. Alright, guys, but yeah, that is Katawa Shoujo. Done. It took like fucking 71 hours. This is probably like one of the most long running uh streams I've done, like stream series. That's interesting. And I think it beat out fucking Persona 4. I think Persona 4 was like, wait, maybe it was a little less than 30. I'm not too sure. I gotta look back at it. But anyway. Alright, that is the stream series done. Yes, so that means I won't be going back to Katawa Shoujo, guys. That's it. There's nothing more for me other than for me to personally get my last achievements, but that's for me to do. So I will look into what new game I shall replace for now. I want to find another casual game to play, but a little bit more involved. It was nice to read, but reading all the time is a little... It wears on the throat a bit, and the voice. Oh yeah, got my Freddy Fish games too. Being nostalgia. Bringing the nostalgia back, yo. I might actually do this for fun, just to do it. The one I played the most is this one, The Case of the Stolen Conch. My sister got that game for a birthday. Anyway. Alright, so what I decided will be up for next week. Obviously tomorrow it will be Final Fantasy 14. I just really need a casual game to offset Persona 3 Portable. I should not. I feel like it might exhaust me to play two different games, especially if they're both RPGs, which sounds really exhausting. Because, you know, the whole level up system of RPGs. Maybe it was something like adventurous, like, I don't know, maybe Legend of Zelda, but I'm also not too sure about that because I remember some games can still be a little bit grindy. So, um, but yeah, for now, that'll be it. I do have an idea in mind for what game to next play. Something casual but still fun. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, that's enough. Alright, guys. Have a good rest of your morning, day, night, whatever. I will see you guys next time. So, till then, take care and bye bye.